praise be upon. I'm a Muslim for all of time. Look at me now, family around my deathbed. I know not when Allah will call me home. The life I led, oh what a blessed thing. As death comes to me, these words I will sing.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ومن اتبع هداه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my dear brothers and sisters and dear viewers, welcome to episode 3 on Muslim youth. Be serious. We have to be serious in abiding by the teaching of Islam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us to worship Him. This is the reason behind our existence. Why are we here? Why do we exist? To worship Him on His terms. And He created us to worship Him and to go through this life, which is a test. And when we pass this test, we will be rewarded according to the result we get. If we pass, you get the Jannah. You fail, you go to hell. May Allah save us from the hellfire. So we have to actualize the ubudiyyah, the servitude in our life, and worship Allah as He should be worshipped. And to live in this world according to His law, because this is His kingdom. Subhanallah, this is His kingdom. You want to live in my kingdom? Follow my law. Follow the law of the land. When you go to any country, you follow the law of the land. You go and work in any company or any establishment, these are our rules. This is our policy. And you sign and you accept. If you don't accept the rules, fine, go. Look for another job. But if you want to work in our company, abide by the rules. And you have to sign. So if you want to live in God's kingdom, in Allah's land, abide by His law. He's the creator. This is His. You don't want to abide by His law, look for another land that is not His. Hello? Go. Look for a land that doesn't belong to Allah. That is not God, somebody else's. Look for it. But to live in His land, and you reject His commandments, and you say, I don't want to abide by your law, that's not fair. Because He created these things, and He said, if you want, and out of His mercy, He allows us. See, this is the greatness of Allah. Though we disobey Him, and we reject His instructions and commandments, and we spread corruption and mischief in His kingdom, still He allows us to live in His kingdom. And He feeds us, and He looks after us. The most kind. Glory be to Him. So we have to be serious, and we have to live in this world according to His law, and to worship Him on His terms. Yes, He created us to worship Him, but also to worship Him in the way that He wants us to worship Him. And for that reason, He sent the Prophet ﷺ to be the life example, the role model to follow. And He said to us that I want you to worship me the same way this Prophet worshipped me. If you worship Allah in a different way than the Prophet's way, Allah will not accept this ibadah, your deeds, because they are not in accordance to the Sunnah, Prophet ﷺ. So it's not left to us to invent our own methodologies, our own ways of worshiping God. No. He taught us how to worship Him. And that is by telling us, this is my Prophet, He will teach you how to worship me. Follow him and follow his footsteps. If you worship me in different way, I will not accept it from you. And that's exactly what Allah says. In Surah Al-Furqan, Surah 25, Ayah 23. وَقَدِمْنَا إِلَى مَا عَمِلُوا مِنْ عَمَلٍ فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. And we shall turn to whatever deeds they did in this life. And we shall make such deeds as a floating dust scattered about. Yeah. Your deeds will be filthy rags on the day of resurrection if they are not done in accordance to the book of Allah and the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Allah will not accept it because you didn't listen to him. You disobeyed him. He told you, worship me as my Prophet worshipped me. And you chose your own way. You started inventing your own methods. So, you come to Allah on the day of resurrection and you expect him to reward you and to grant you admission to the Jannah. But you find that you are destined to hell. Why? You didn't worship him. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he mentioned in authentic hadith in Sahih Muslim, because the Prophet ﷺ was asked, O Prophet of Allah, how will you be able to recognize us on the day of resurrection? He said, because the organs that are washed, the limbs that are washed during the wudu will be shining on that day. So your faces will be shining, your arms, your feet. So I recognize you by that. So now in that day, some people, they will come with these signs. They are Muslims, but they did not follow the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ will be waiting as his fountain, Al-Kawthar, giving water to the people. And the angels, they grab those ones, those who did not follow the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ, and they pull them away from the fountain, from the Kawthar. And the Prophet ﷺ will say, they are my followers. They say, no, you don't know what they did after you. They didn't follow. They have changed the deen and the way that you taught them. The Prophet ﷺ said, فَأَقُولُ سُحْقًا سُحْقًا. Woe to them, take them to hell. So if we want to worship Allah, my dear brothers and sisters, we have to worship him according to his way, and as the Prophet ﷺ worshipped Allah Azza wa Jalla. Otherwise, as Allah mentioned, that all your deeds will be just like dust particles, scattered, fruitless, will not be accepted. So if we want our deeds to be accepted, we have to follow the footsteps of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we have to do our deeds sincerely and purely for him and him only. Also, we should shoulder our obligations. This is another aspect that we have to emphasize upon. That as a sign of seriousness, that we should shoulder our obligations, task in a professional manner. This Islam teaches the Muslims, they have to be professional. They have to excel. They should try their best to get closer to the perfection as much as they can. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says in this beautiful hadith in Sunan Ibn Majah and Sunan Abu Dawud, Allah has written on us to excel in everything. Everything you have to excel. Whatever job you are doing, you have to do it to the best. So you should try to give the best quality, excellence. Your goal is excellence, perfection. This is what Islam teaches his followers. And the early generations, the forefathers, they realized this. And everyone was trying his best to be close to perfection. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to excel. My dear brothers and sisters and dear viewers, stay tuned. We'll break for a while and we'll be back inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, my dear brothers and sisters. We were talking before the break about that we have to carry out our tasks, obligations in a professional manner. And we were elaborating on the hadith. Allah has written on us to excel in everything. Also, there is another beautiful hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, "Inna Allah yuhibbu idha amila ahadukum amalan an yutqinahu." Indeed, Allah loves the one whose work is excellent. This is in Bayhaqi and Sahih al-Jami', hadith number 1880. So here Allah loves the one who makes his job excellent, whose work is excellent. So Muslim youth, keep this in mind and try to excel in every field that will benefit your ummah. Also, we inshallah would like to share with you the reasons that why we don't comply and we don't abide by the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the deen. There are various reasons actually. So inshallah, we will go through them. The first reason that a person is not that committed is the lack of seriousness in taking his deen. So he is taking his deen lightly, and this should not be the case. We have to be very serious people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed his prophet Yahya by saying, "Ya Yahya khudh al-kitaba biquwwa wa ataynahu al-hukma sabiyya." So Allah is saying, "Oh Yahya, take hold of the book with might." And we gave him wisdom even as a youth, as he was young. So we have to be very serious. This is deen. The companions, you just heard some of their stories. They were very serious. And they were striving hard to excel and to do their job in the best way they could. So because of this reason, that lack of seriousness in taking the deen, we found the Muslim youths are not contributing as they should. And your ummah is in need of you. So we have to be serious and we have to take the deen seriously. So that is one reason. Another reason is the luxury. If you have living luxurious life, so everything is with you, so you don't feel that you need to work hard or because you are so content, so complacent. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, "Kalla innal insana layatgha ra'ahu istaghna." Nay, but man does transgress all bounds because he considers himself as self-sufficient. This is in Surah Al-Alaq, Surah 96, Ayah 6 to 7. So you feel that I have everything. I don't need to work hard. I don't need to strive for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be involved in the da'wah and do this and do that. I am fine. So I am content with what I have. This life is what I like, and why should I give myself tough time? That's another reason. The third reason, the remnants of the Jahiliyyah. So Jahiliyyah means ignorance. So because of there are some remnants of these days of ignorance in our lives, that's why you find the youth, they are not active as they should be. For instance, they love the dunya. They think that this is it. Have fun, enjoy your life. No. This is not our home, my dear brothers and sisters. The dunya is not our home. Our real home is the second one. That is where you are going to have everything you want, and you are going to have everlasting bliss. Or because some people, they are proud of their ancestors and lineage. So they say, we are from this and that, and he's content with that, and we are from this noble family, and that's it. Yes, your ancestors, they became notable, and they occupied that illustrious position because they worked for it. But you're not doing anything. If you're really proud of your ancestors, follow their footsteps, work hard as they did. Or maybe sometimes these remnants of Jahiliyyah is the arrogance. A person is arrogant. He doesn't want to serve his deen. He doesn't want to struggle. He doesn't want to contribute. He's arrogant. Why should I do this? So he's out of arrogance. He doesn't serve his deen. Or because of bad manners. So these are remnants of Jahiliyyah, and everyone should work hard to rid himself of such ignoble qualities. Fourth reason, lack of keenness in seeking the knowledge. From some of the youth, they are not interested in seeking the ilm and seeking the knowledge and educating themselves. And we know that Islam put a lot of emphasis upon the importance of the knowledge, the ilm. So that is another reason. The fifth reason that a person might not be serious is the unwillingness to change the pattern of life. This is my pattern of life, this is how I live, so I don't want to change. I don't want to become practicing Muslim. I am fine like this. No. Should always change to the best. Never say that I am content and I'm fine with this. If there is a room for improvement, go for it. Because the dunya is not everything. It's not everything. The dunya, as a matter of fact, as the Prophet ﷺ described it in Sahih Muslim, he said, "Ad-dunya sijna al-mu'min wa jannatul kafir." Dunya, this worldly life, is a jail, prison for the believer, and Jannah, paradise, for the non-believer. Why? The Prophet ﷺ said, the dunya is a jail, prison, because the prisoner in his cell is confined. His movement is restricted between four walls. He can't do whatever he wants. So he's limited, confined to that place. So similarly, the Muslim in the dunya is like a prisoner. He is not free to do whatever he likes. His nafs, his desires, the nafs dictates and tells him, do this, do that, look here, look this. Eat, no, I cannot look to the haram, I cannot eat the haram, I cannot listen to the haram. So there are restrictions all over. He's not free to do whatever he likes. The bad things, also this is very important, the bad things Allah has prohibited because they are bad. So Allah is telling us, don't look to the haram because it's not good for you. Don't eat the haram. Don't drink the haram. So all these things, because they are going to affect you. But instead, I will give you something better in the second life. Don't drink alcohol in this dunya, because the alcohol in this dunya, it will affect you, it will harm you. Anything that Allah has prohibited, it is harmful. It will harm you, either your body or your deen, your iman. And the one actually who is going to reap the fruit is you. You are the one who is going to benefit if you follow what Allah says. And on top of that, He will reward you with something better in the life to come. So when Allah said, don't drink alcohol because it's bad for you, it will intoxicate you, it will destroy your body, it will destroy your family, etc. It will destroy the whole community. but I will give you a better drink in the life to come. There will be wine, there will be khamr, but that khamr is so delicious, you enjoy sipping it. It doesn't intoxicate. There are rivers of wine, rivers, flowing through your mansion, your palace, within reach, and glasses all over. You can drink there, whatever you want. So there is something better. Always when Allah forbids something, because it is not good for us, and there is something better in the life to come. So that's why the dunya is a prison. And by the way, the prisoner one day will come out from this prison. Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, beautifully he said, there are two prisons, you have to enter one of them. Two. If you enter the prison in the dunya, you will be released on the day of resurrection. That's how you will be freed. That means if you are living in the dunya, the life of the prisoner, that means abiding by the teachings of Islam, guarding all your senses from the haram. You don't look to the haram, you don't listen to the haram, you don't eat the haram, you don't touch the haram, you don't smell the haram. Then, when you die, that is the day you will be freed and you will go to the Jannah. But if you were living a free life in this world, you don't abide by the law of Allah, you are free, crossing and trespassing all the boundaries, you will enter the prison in the life to come. There's another prison there. Because you didn't enter the prison in this life, so you have to enter the prison in the hereafter. And that prison is the hellfire. May Allah save us from the hellfire. Ameen. That's the real prison. The hellfire, whose fuel, men, rocks, their drinks is boiling water. The moment they want to sip it, the skin of their face, because of the fumes, the skin falls. So if you didn't enter the prison here, that means you are not living your life according to Islam, you will be thrown into that prison in the life to come, in the hereafter. So you have to enter one of the prisons. So life indeed is a prison. But the relief will come on the day we meet Allah. And I conclude with what Imam Ahmad rahimahullah said. When he was asked when the mu'min will relax, he said when he enters the Jannah. That is where he will have real relaxation and rest. May Allah grant us the Jannah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us steadfast on the belief, on the deen in this world, till we meet Him and He is pleased with all of us. Ameen. My dear brothers and sisters and dear viewers, I leave you in the company of Allah and looking forward to meeting you in the coming episode. Till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am a Muslim, Islam my deen, Allah my Lord, His word Quran, Muhammad Prophet, praise be upon Him. I am Muslim for all of time. Look at me now, family around my deathbed. I know not when Allah will call me home.